the empress. I'm a boss, screaming f the mistress. Money talk, don't forget the interest. Money walk, money talk. Money talk, money talk. Money talk, money talk. Money talk, money talk. Money talk, money talk. Money long, you can build bridges with my bankroll. Why these acting high so diddy when they rank low? You popping on need like your tank glow. I done made a Bentley bank loan, now my nail shows. M-I is the way you spell fresh. Put me up in Nemus if you wanna sell sex. I'ma need commitment if you want a little sweat. Need a ring for this peach fruit, products off check. Moving on my own, ain't no tagging along. This ain't no Chinese parade, ain't no dragging along. I'm booked forever, you just book with no bond. You don't believe me, yeah, you gon' know right after this song. Ha, chill, don't let me send them after you, dog.
The owner of Mo's Caribbean Cafe, which is directly next door to the Dollhouse Dance Factory, told me that they're getting ready to close their doors. Hey, is your mom here? Hey there, how are you? You coming and talking to me the other day, you just have no idea. We had just had that conversation.
See, and I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know.
And I am not a hugger, but I had to hug you. I was like, oh my God. Like I felt like that was me. Like it put me in a position where I was like, okay.
I came from Florida. I started this, and we put our whole 120% in it. The food is awesome. Everybody loves it and everything. So I still feel good. I feel like I've won in a way where even though I may be walking out and, not really walking out with anything, but I feel like, you know what, I did accomplish something because at least I set my mind to it and I did what I was supposed to do.
That's right.
And what I was supposed to do is come here, open this business, and make people like you enjoy good food.
What is crazy is that I've been eating at this restaurant almost once a week. It's probably why I've gotten thick. And she opened when we opened the Dollhouse Dance Factory #3 in Stone Mountain. It's like we opened at the exact same time. And to hear that she's about to close her doors and the fact that I've been considering closing Dollhouse 1 in Jackson, I really want to have a conversation with her just to see where her head is at. This is my first time experiencing Caribbean food. Like I'm not a fan of change. Anybody that know me, I like my baked chicken, I like rice, I like veggies, I'll eat fish. It has to be catfish, I'm from Mississippi. But this was my first time eating Caribbean food, and we travel, we go on cruises and stuff, and I've been to the Caribbean. But I'm not just saying it just cause I've never had curry chicken taste like that. And then we've had collard greens, like we know we collard greens in the South, but here it just is different. But then it is confirmation, like you said. We've had the Dollhouse in Jackson since 2010. We started, we didn't have anything. That business helped us grow as a company. It gave me anchor stores like Dollhouse 2 in Birmingham and the Dollhouse here. But it still has my heart, because I'm like, dang, that's where we started. But it's not working.
Yeah, and something too, sometimes the place we start is not the place that we're gonna end. And sometimes we hold on to some dead things that we need to let go of and move on to better things. You start with that small business, but look, you're in a bigger location now. You see what I mean? So sometimes you have to say, I'm sorry, I gotta let you go, like a bad relationship, Now, when you think about closing it, do you feel peaceful about it?
In
a place of peace.
For my personal self, yes.
Okay, that's it. But like I said, we're so used to it, and it has become now such a part of us that it's gonna break our heart to. But sometimes you just have to just chop it off.
I appreciate the conversation.
We'll be neighbors.
Yes,
good neighbors.
Well, I'm gonna get me something to eat, and I'm gonna have my meeting in here too. Thank you.
No problem. We're here for you.
I appreciate it. Having this conversation with the owner of Mo's Caribbean Cafe has not only given me confirmation, but affirmation, concentration, dehydration.
Yes, please. Food or rice or the whole thing?
Just a little bit, not a whole lot. Trying to cut back on the starch.
All right.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Good. Thank you for bringing this.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it.
What you getting?
I am getting curry chicken and rice. You give me just a little bit more. Curry chicken and rice, yeah. I always eat here. The food here is really, 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 really good. I've never really had Caribbean food before. So this was my first time. Oh, you never had it before? Oh, it's good. Today I get a chance to meet with Mr. Corey Knott. Corey is not only a really good friend of mine, but he is the owner of HD Productions Network, and he's going to help me put together the concept video that's going to help me bring my brand to life. Don't get a soda with it. Get you some water. It's a little spicy. Okay, taste it. Taste it. What you think?
It's good. Tastes like chicken.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you, coming and meeting with me and then bringing me something. Looking at it like that, what the hell is this? Girl got me doing.
Oh, no, you good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna eat in a second, but I wanted to, so we can get as much done as we can, because I have to go back next door to the studio to get the work done. Okay. Well, I had a conversation with my husband yesterday about multiple streams of income and how it's always important to have an ace in the hole and not just depend solely on just what I'm doing with one. And I have 3 dollhouses, one in Jackson, one in Birmingham, and then the one here that's next door to this restaurant. But the one in Jackson has done what it was supposed to do, but I feel like Bring It and the other stuff with the live tours, everything else I won't even say it did. It funded it. And it basically kept the doors open. So anyway, long story fast, my husband and I have talked about closing the dollhouse in Jackson. And after having a conversation with my CPA, I'm a visual person, Corey. I have to see it because I'm in it. My heart is in it. So my thing is I got the money coming in from Bring It, the money coming in from the tour, and it's my money. It's not for the dolls. It's my personal paycheck. So I'm spending my personal paycheck to pay the rent, light bill, paying the staff. If something is short, no problem. If the money didn't come in, I'm just going to pay what I got to pay for. So, but when my CPA sat me down earlier this week, and she says, I need you to look at these numbers. I need you to see what your business is really doing. And for us to be 150,000 plus in debt for the first dollhouse, it doesn't make sense to keep it open. This is in 2017.
Everything that's transpired, and plus, you're here now at the Nick Net looking at the dolls this weekend. I haven't seen them in a long time, but they're what you created. They're what you created basically in Jackson. This in an Atlanta version. It's like wow, because some of them when I first saw them, I was like, damn, I mean, like they'll get it, but they've gotten it, and you've molded them to what you need to. So like, I would close it if you're losing that's a big deficit.
I'm not gonna harp on that. On to something more upbeat.
Okay.
So speaking of investing, I just got off of the Bring It Live tour, and we just did the tour for this year, and I took a portion of my money and I invested it in a brand new company for myself. So, are you ready?
Lord, you said tell me first, okay.
So the company is called the BuckBox. The BuckBox is a beauty brand. And I have done a lot of things in beauty brands for other people. Everybody's always asking me, Dianna, who does your hair? Dianna, where you get your hair from? They're always on my face, what I got on and everything else for the show. So I decided to say, okay, well, since they want to know where I got it from, let me create my own brand so that if they want to get things like that and want to wear what I'm wearing, or if they want to support my new platform, they can support me in this way. Now, I've always felt like they try to put majorettes in a box. They always trying to categorize us and they can't. So I said, since y'all trying to put the book in a box, let me create a brand called the BuckBox. My PR, the Be Firm PR, connected me to a gentleman that started to get the ball rolling and have my thoughts to start expounding about a cosmetic line. We talked about overseas shipping, how many minimums you have to have. And Shaw was so overwhelmed. I was like, sheesh, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on my own. Can I really spend a couple of $100,000 to start a cosmetic line? So I waited, I sat on it, but I didn't give away the idea. I didn't give away the idea, meaning I just didn't give up on the idea. And I had a business deal with someone else that did not go through. And now here I am with a whole new company. So a lot of times it's on God's time and it's not on ours. I just sit back and wait. So
Okay.
This book has all of my ideas. This is the logo.
Okay. I like
This is the logo. I wanted to give it more of a Chanel feel, more of your Sephora Ulta feel, more of your Jeffree Star, sophisticated Pat McGrath. Oh my God, I love her. I wanted to have an upscale feel. I'm gonna give you this.
All right.
I want you to look at it. We're gonna talk about it, and then we can get together next week to look at locations and then go into more detail as to what's happening.
Okay, next week is Tuesday good for you?
It's good for me.
Tuesday? Okay.
I see the kids coming.
All right, let's go.
I gotta go. I ain't even ate my food. Let me get a bag. Let me get a bag. So I've met with Corey, and he knows what the brand is and what I'm trying to do. But now I have got to meet with my brand developer. I'm nervous and I'm scared, but I'm really excited to see what Terrance has to offer me. Do we know how long it's gonna take? Because I can't get my license without it. And all right, thank you. I'm trying to launch something here. Just stuff starting going wrong, no matter what it is. So the BuckBox paperwork, when it was filed with the state of Georgia, was filed incorrectly. It was filed as an LLC and not as an S corp. Now, when you file your paperwork, depending on how you file, determines how protected you are when it comes to taxes. And anybody knows about Uncle Sam and the IRS and the man, Uncle Sam's ass will give you a colonoscopy. And you don't want that to happen. If one thing doesn't go wrong within the brand development stage, within the business production phase, within the everything phase of creating a new brand, if something don't go wrong, something about it ain't gonna be right. I'm excited, nervous, scared, worried.
Everybody nervous. You know, we get nervous sometimes going into it with new clients, but it's a matter of gelling. Once you gel together, then everything else is that with synergy. Yes, it's synergy. Yeah, once you get the synergy, it all works itself out.
Well, I'm eager to see what you got.
Okay, no problem. We can go over here and look.
Bow down to the Empress. I'm a boss, screaming f the mistress. Money
It
talk.
always says like the whole will you make the cut, because that's something that we talk about on the show, making the cut. So and it says will you make the cut because will you actually be able to make the cut to be a part of the clipboard conversation, but are you the boss? Because within the conversation on the clipboard there's a checklist. In order to have the conversation about saying that you're a boss in any way, there are 4 things you have to do.
Smart.
The first thing you have to do is to become the boss, first of all. Which you mean you have to create the business. You have to dream. You have to take the risk to say, okay, I want to be a boss. What do I have to do first? Because you can't go get the money until you create the brand. So you create the brand first. Second thing is to finesse the contract. You find somebody that is going to invest in the brand with you, or someone that you know you can buy your product from, which is what we're doing here to finesse the contract. Then you have to seal the deal. Because now that you have these different people, you have to figure out which deal is going to work for you. You sign the deal in ink, and the last thing, now you can go get the money. Because once you seal the deal, now you can go and make the money. So that's what the checklist is for. So I have my clipboard. I know I'm having conversations on my clipboard about the different things that I want to do to be a boss. But you have to have a checklist. You have to follow the checklist. Some people put the cart before the horse. You can't do that. You have to know what you want to do first. So that's why this comes into play. And then all of the colors, thank you, all of the colors are named after something dealing with the boss. So for example, one would be mogul, one would be a turbo booster, because you got to have nitrogen in the back in your backpack to literally get through the day sometimes when you're tired. 12 o'clock, they could be a meeting. VIPs, on point, go getter, drop the mic, boss chick, showstopper, or some of the other ones, since I wrote them down. Entrepreneur, take charge, dreamer, risk taker, stilettos, because you know a woman that got to wear stilettos when she goes into a meeting. And then one of the ones that I loved the most was glass ceiling. Because as a woman, we learn to break barriers, and we break glass ceilings, even though most women are not CEOs of these large Fortune 500 companies, but we have been breaking these barriers lately. Plus women of color. You're dealing with women of color too. So that's why I said certain things within this just made it so important, and the wording of it just had to be a certain way.
You can do.
Why do they call it deer glitter?
Well, because you know when it's like a deer in the headlights, when it's like stuck, people just staring at it. So that's, but it comes in all different colors. You can do pink, you can do cream, you can do red, and we have a spray here if you want.
Oh, this is everything. This is everything.
Put matte in that, which would be
Yeah,
really
that
nice.
would be dope. A nice little matte, and being water resistant with a nice lip liner on the bottom. That would be real cute. That burgundy. That's that fall color.
All of them are pretty much smooth because the texture on it allow you to easily open it. But with this casing, with artwork or anything, we can do whatever you want to do with it. If you have artwork, we can also do this, or these are the different swatches we can look through as well. We'll look through that in a moment.
I know I have this purple, that blue, that bronze. I picked a lot of the.
I think you picked this one too.
And this blue and that blue. This gold. Like these, like they're, like look at that. Look at that blue. That bronze, this purple. Like that is insane to me.
And they're gonna be like, whoa.
What
And then
is
once
that?
they open it, they're gonna be like, whoa. You know, that's the whole effect you want to give.
That's just fire.
Yeah, I like that red a lot.
That's just fire. That is fire. That is fire.
Yeah, that's really cute.
And the logo is gonna really stand out really nicely on this.
Yes. I think we're on the right track. We know what we want.
I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be an adventure, a good adventure.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, but thank you, Terrance.
No problem. Congratulations.
Thank you. Nice
Looking
to meet
forward
you.
to making everything come together.
On a regular basis, my husband and I go to the gym, but today's workout conversation was about working out what we're going to do about Kobe and the football team that he's currently on. Kobe wants to play. Kobe wants to be great. When I asked my son, what does he want to be when he grows up? He says, Mommy, I want to play football. So Kobe is going to have to switch teams. I know he wants to play. And he's just not happy. I go to the game and I'm watching him stand on the sideline. And I understand he's not going to always get in the game and he's not going to always play. But I don't see a progression in Kobe. Kobe's passionate. He's determined. He go to practice. He's doing what he got to do while he's out there. You got him playing positions that he don't even know how to play. And in the game, he don't even play him. It's just all over the place.
Well, you know, the biggest thing I'm looking at as far as, you know, like you said, his progression, I just don't see the progression, and it's frustrating driving an hour there, 2 hours of practice, hour back, and he's not getting better. I didn't want to make it selfish or me being the person to say, hey, I make the decision about it, but at the same token, and he's upset about it and, you know, crying about it, but I had to make a decision, and we just had to live with it, and we got to find him somewhere else to go.
Kobe is a team player. Kobe said, Mama, it's okay to not get in the game. I want to be there to cheer on my teammates, and I want to be there. You know, coach want to win the game. Right. And if I'm not going to help them win, then he don't need to put me in the game. I said, I understand that, baby. But at the same time, too, when you were playing in Jackson, you played on both sides of the ball. And Coach Carlos made sure you knew what the hell was going on. And he made sure that you were getting better because he tried you in all the positions, and you played those positions in the game, too. You can't get better if you don't do it. Experience is the best teacher. Like, how are you supposed to learn?
Yeah, that's what our biggest thing is. No knock. They've been doing it for a while. They're good at what they do, but we got to find something else.
My whole thing with him is just with him being happy. And as long as that boy got a smile on his face, I'm good. So, when he going to this new team?
Soon.
How soon?
Very soon.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I needed to stop by here first. Remember I told you I had to talk to Corey about the brand. So now you're going to get an opportunity to actually see what the brand is.
That I wasn't told about. All right.
No, you weren't told about it, but I'm going to tell you now.
Okay.
ATLA Dance Studios is a premier company in the heart of Atlanta. They pretty much are everything and all things Atlanta. I've known Kiki Eli for a while. Kiki Eli was a guest choreographer on Bring It when they did the Choreographers Challenge. And when I met her and like kind of got an opportunity to really like get to know her, it let me know that, you know what, this woman is genuine. She has not only an amazing company, but she's a boss just like me.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening? All right.
This is the famous ATLA Studios.
Nice.
A very well-known studio here in Atlanta. This is Kiki Eli.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Kiki Eli is a well-known choreographer here in Atlanta. You know, I dance, so I had to go to the best when it came to putting together anything for a brand that I'm doing. Is I try to make sure I am above and beyond and over the top She's gonna bring that rawness, that Atlanta vibe, that upscale Black Hollywood, hip hop, dance feel to the whole brand as a whole. So speaking of the brands, I know you have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay,
But Corey does.
Yes, Corey does. Corey does, you know, he's a little special. The brand is called the BuckBox. And the BuckBox is not only a beauty line, meaning like hair, beauty products, but also a cosmetic line as well. It's kind of like staying in my lane, but creating my own lane within a lane that I'm already in.
Well, it's different, but it still goes into what you're doing. So, you know, who you are. So, that makes sense. I wish you would have told me earlier.
Oh, you ain't need to know all that because you already try to talk me out of stuff.
I do.
I figure if I got everybody in front of you, you can't say no. Corey's gonna direct everything to make sure that I don't miss any of the shots that I need to get for the rest of it.
Right.
Because the cosmetic line has 3 different palettes. One section has 4 different parts. Okay, so over your head.
Right. You talking.
Right.
Right.
Should be a special day when people get to come.
I feel special.
I'm gonna give a brief description for you, but more so for Kiki because she kind of has an idea about cosmetic brands. This is not her first time doing something like this, and I've already gone into detail with Corey. But the palettes are called the BuckBox. That is the name of the actual brand. It's called the BuckBox, and the whole brand is surrounded by a woman boss, the empowerment of a woman, and putting on a show no matter where it is that we go. Because as women, we do that anyway. And you know me, I like to put on a show everywhere I go anyway.
Every day.
So anyway, one of the palettes is called Clipboard Conversations. To me, my clipboard has a conversation. It's always my words, my thoughts. It's always my vision of where I see the team going. And even though a child may be cut, I have details and notes that I give about each child that I not always get a chance to get played on the TV show because we just don't have time.
Right.
Because as a woman, I consider myself to be a boss when it comes to me owning Dollhouse 1, 2, and 3, me creating the BuckBox brand, me creating Buck or Die, me starting a nonprofit. I feel like I'm a boss in my own right. I mean, I'm a boss sitting in the building of a boss that has 3 different spaces and doing what it is that she's doing. I don't want to sit around and wait when I still have this momentum and I can continue to build stuff for myself.
Right.
So when Bring It decides it wants to come back, great. So, but until then, this is what I want to do. Let's see the spaces now. I already said, and we can put all the makeup there. We can get a bunch of jewelry. And I got plenty of costume jewelry at home, and I'm pretty sure we can get it from. I'm here at ATLA Dance Studios, and I'm excited because Kiki Eli and Sakina Lestage, the owners of this company, are going to assist me in utilizing my platform to be able to bring the BuckBox cosmetic brand to life. Now, I'm a dancer, so it would make sense for me to use my platform to showcase to all of you guys exactly what the BuckBox is and what it's all about. The red room is my favorite.
Okay.
Because I like red.
It's my favorite color.
My favorite color is pink, but I like red a lot.
I love me some red.
That's why I said the whole rugged.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's stable. Yeah, we can have seating on here as well. I think that's what's happening. Yes.
We're on the gun. Today's the 15th.
So
I would say the casting needs to be done the week of the 21st. Like it needs to be done next week.
You just have to just get it out there, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
The earlier we announce it, the more it gives them notice to take off because a lot of them are like bartenders and they have other jobs, so they can't take off as quick, but they would love the opportunity. So the quicker that we can get the flyer out would be the better for us to shoot.
But once I confirm the date, and then Kiki, if you tell me the date that you want to do it, then I can go ahead on and I can have Kenya make the flyer. It could be the 22nd or the 23rd. It's great. The 22nd would probably be ideal. It's a Tuesday, and that's okay. I don't have to go to the Dollhouse for anything.
Okay.
JSU Homecoming. It's a wrap. It's done. Kaput. Period. Out of there. Now listen. If these girls do not look the part, they will not be performing at this parade at Jackson. One more time. Quickly. 5, 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll. 5, 6, 7, 8. It is here and here. Then it's here and here. I don't know what's happening back here on this side. There will be a lot of people out there looking at y'all tomorrow. It is essential that y'all do what y'all are supposed to do. Being on time, you should be looking at me. You should be looking at me. It's important that y'all are on time tomorrow. Do not be late. Does everybody understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all are all old enough to do your own makeup. So y'all should have your foundation already on. I've flown in Monet from LA to come and do y'all's makeup. So she's gonna do eyeshadow and cheeks. If you got a naked ass face, you're not getting in this line. Everybody knows that I have a son, and my kid's name is Kobe. Now, Kobe is the air that I breathe. He's the light that lights my path. He's the love of my life. He's mommy's sweet love. We changed schools. He's having to make new friends. He left the football team that he was on in Mississippi, and now having to pretty much start over for him. It's been a bit of a challenge.
I hate always having to miss his stuff. With him playing the first game next Saturday, I'm supposed to be going to Vegas Soul Train Awards. I got approved to walk the red carpet, which is, I mean, it's a good thing because I get a chance to, one, be interviewed by press and media to talk about the BuckBox, talk about what I've been doing, talk about upcoming stuff that I have, which is awesome. It's real good. I just hate missing out on stuff like that.
Get some footage of it so you can see it. Send it to you.
He's on offense and on defense.
Exactly.
So, okay, on offense, he plays tight end.
Most likely probably play on the line because it's his other size. He may play on the line.
I made him jump. Come here. Get back where you were. Come here. Don't ever go for this. Look. Boom. What did you do? You went for that, and then you find yourself reaching, right? You find yourself reaching. You get a holding call every time. Hey, look, understand this. You have a certain perimeter to cover, so you cover your job. You do your job. Don't worry about anything else. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. And look, more than anything, look, he's right there. He's right where he's supposed to be. You got your man. You see what I mean?
See him over there. He is always on the phone with some college coach trying to help his players get scholarships. Everybody always wants to know, what does Robert do? That's what he does all day long. He has college coaches from all over the United States calling him to try to help these kids get scholarships for school. They want to go to D1 schools. They want to get into the best schools possible, not only for sports, but for academics. You got a lot of kids that come from Choctaw, Mississippi, and some of these deep-rooted cities in Mississippi that may not have an opportunity. And that's what Mississippi Top Prospects does. They help kids get scholarships for school. And because Robert has made a name for himself in the city of Jackson and in Mississippi and in the basketball world, period, Final Four, going to the NCAA championships, going to talk to all these coaches and college coaches, everybody know him. So he got the earbuds in his ear. You see him walking in the circle. He's walking in the whole semicircle, just a whole circle. That means the conversation is getting intense. Okay, so we're leaving Kobe's practice. Now I have to go meet the parents at the dollhouse. I hate to leave Kobe's practice, but I still have to make sure that I'm getting everything done for the nonprofit organization and for the launch of the BuckBox. So we're leaving, but his dad is out here with us, so it's okay.
on the next episode of Boss Moves. This is my shit. I told you this ain't no Nancy Dog fucking function. This is my shit. If it ain't right, you gotta go.
This parade ain't no dragging along. I'm booked forever, bitch. You just book with no bond. You don't believe me, yeah, you gon' know right after the song.